So, sorry, I've never done a video like this before, but I thought I would do it to see if it helped me cope with my fibromyalgia. And I don't necessarily know if I started this introduction correctly, but at this moment, I don't even know what I'm doing, to be honest. Okay. Fibromyalgia is widespread pain throughout the body, and different people react differently to it. But my most common symptoms of it are restlessness, fatigue, severe sciatic pain, to the point where I can't even walk. Feel like I've been kicked everywhere, including my chest area, my arms, legs, you name it. And then there's a symptom of my back. And my back is like a hit and miss because sometimes it's due to the sciatic pain. And other times it feels like it's on fire. And when it feels like it's on fire and gets on my upper back into my neck. And usually this happens either when I wake up in the morning. Oh, by the way, and this fibro is like no sleep. I don't sleep a lot. I have nightmares all night, and whatever you call it, dreams. But anyway, back to where I was with the fibro. Sometimes I feel my fingers tingle. And honestly, for me, it depends on temperature that makes me feel better. I feel like if I feel nauseous, I need to be in cold weather. But if I'm not nauseous, I need to put myself in an area like next to a stove or next to fire so I can warm that specific area up, because it's sometimes just a specific area, but a lot of the time it's consistently all over. Another thing is shooting pains, and I mainly get shooting pains in my legs. That's the main shooting pain I get, or even in my arms too. Sometimes feels like some pressures on my chest, like someone's been beating me super hardly in my chest. Sometimes when all this is going on and I've taken medication and I've taken everything that I've been asked to take and it doesn't take it away, my body starts to panic. And when it starts to panic, there's no going back. I could try and sit down and wait for a minute, but this mainly almost always happens at work. I work at In-N-Out Burger, and I love working there. I've been working there for way over 3 years, and I'm so sad to say that I can't do the things I used to be able to, because this has gotten away. Now I'll start with doctors. The very, very first doctor I seen, this was even before I knew I had fibromyalgia. And I was going through a terrible, terrible relationship, and it was the end of it. I didn't know if I knew it was coming or not, but it should have happened faster. But anyway, I started going to a doctor near my house, and she was so sweet, so super sweet. I'd go in there, and she was like a therapist. I'd tell her about anything and everything. She'd give me hugs, because she's one of them people that care. She didn't diagnose me with anything, but she tried helping me. And I mean, I was having a lot of anxiety back then too. I was having a lot more anxiety than pain back then, because this is when it was just starting. So she gave me Klonopin. And my ex-boyfriend, I didn't even get to have any of the Klonopin that I was prescribed for me. And when I did, it put me to sleep. I'm not gonna say it didn't work, because it did. It put me to sleep. But I took about one out of each bottle I've ever gotten. And I was greedy if I didn't give my ex any of them. Anyway, we're not going to dwell this video on that subject. However, as it proceeded, she had left. She gave me a voicemail telling me that she was no longer working at the clinica down the street. And that was that. I was never going to see her again. She would literally talk to me even when the store was closed. Anyway, it was so heartbreaking, but I had to get over the fact that my doctor was gone, and I had to find a new one. And then when I got this new doctor, she didn't understand anything. I got no help. No, nothing. And then finally, I decided I need a rheumatologist. So my mom recommended this rheumatologist in Walnut Creek, California, to a guy named Rajiv Dixit. And my first visit there, he poked around me or whatever, and he diagnosed me with fibromyalgia. And I can't believe it now. But after that, he prescribed me pain medicines called tramadol. And I was gonna take any medication that was gonna help me until they find a cure for it. I'm willing to do anything. But the thought of them putting me on an antidepressant was the worst thing ever. I don't think that an antidepressant is gonna change my pain. My very last visit with Dr. Dixit, well, I have another one, but my very last visit with Dr. Dixit, I wrote a letter to my In-N-Out store. It was an accident. I was trying to send it to something else, but I ended up sending it to them. And I screenshotted it so I could read it. So I knew that I wanted him to know exactly how I feel, so I could read it and be in the moment of being in pain. So he heard the story, and in mid-sentence I start bawling, crying, and he's asking me, "You want me to read it?" And I'm like, "No, I want you to watch me read it. This is real. It's real. I just want to be cured. I don't want to be treated. I want to be cured. But I'll take anything right now that will make me feel any type of better." I don't get why doctors don't see that. Why?